Hello everyone, welcome to the MOOC course on Digital Humanities Theory and Practice. This is our first lecture related to this topic. I am delighted to begin this intellectual journey with you. Whether you come from literature, history, linguistics, media studies, cultural studies, computer science, or simply a curiosity about the digital world, this course has something valuable to offer. We live in a time when almost every aspect of human life is touched by digital technology. We read books on screens, communicate across continents instantly, preserve cultural heritage digitally, and even use artificial intelligence to analyze literature and history. The central question before us is what happens when human culture meets digital technology? The answer lies in a fascinating interdisciplinary field called digital humanities, often abbreviated as DH. Throughout this course, we shall explore how digital tools transform the way we study, preserve, interpret, and disseminate human knowledge. Before moving further, I would like you to reflect on a simple question. How many digital technologies have you used today before joining this lecture? Your smartphone, some search engines, email, social media, online maps? Most likely, couple of them, several of them. Digital humanities begins by recognizing that these technologies are not merely technical tools, they are reshaping culture itself. Finally, we recommend that you should acquire a copy of Digital Humanities Thesaurus, maybe online, offline, a glossary of digital humanities terms. It can also be online, offline, for a better understanding of the course. So, let's define the keywords. And the keywords are digital humanities, number one, and number two, theory and practice. So, digital humanities refers to what concerns humans. Sorry, I'll say it again. So, humanities refers to what concerns humans. In other words, humanities refers to the study of human culture, experience, creativity, values, language, literature, history, philosophy, art, and society. So the humanities help us answer such questions as who are we? How do societies evolve? How do stories shape identity? How do cultures remember the past? Having understood the concept of humanities, we will go to another term, digital. So digital technologies include computers, databases, algorithms, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, the internet, and many other computational systems. When these two worlds come together, we get digital humanities. I hope you understood the definition of digital humanities. So, digital humanities is not simply about using computers. Rather, it is about employing digital methods to investigate human questions. So, for example, you can ask, can artificial intelligence analyze thousands of novels? Can we construct lost historical sites digitally? Can we preserve endangered languages using technology? Can we visualize social networks in literary texts? These are some of the digital humanities questions. Digital humanities, thus, is a communion of technology and human concerns. Digital humanity is a bridge that connects traditional humanities questions about meaning, context, and value to computational tools and methods. So you can look at the picture which is there in the slide, and you can there are radiogram, gramophone, LPs of Shakespearean plays, English language, poetry recitation of the classics, etc. And there is a projector and slides purchased in 1959 for teaching purposes. So can we say that the Department of English at Aligarh Muslim University promoted digital humanities way back in 1950s? So now you can think about your own discipline. How might digital technology help answer a questions that interests you? This habit of asking new questions through technology lies at the heart of digital humanities. So we'll go to the second keyword, that is theory and practice. Theory addresses epistemology, how we know what we know. Theory addresses epistemology, how we know what we know. Ethical values around data and representation, and conceptual frameworks of interpreting digitally mediated evidence. Practice involves hands-on workflows, data curation, annotation, scripting, modeling, and public-facing outputs like interactive exhibits. So, to sum it up, for scholars and practitioners, digital humanities offers both richer evidence and new responsibilities, especially around transparency, reproducibility, and the limits of algorithmic inferences. So, why digital humanity matters? So, for this, I will talk about some of the marvels of digital humanities. So, one inspiring example is the case of the physicist Stephen Hawking. Although affected by severe physical limitations, Hawking communicated through advanced digital speech technologies. Technology became a medium through which human intellect could continue to engage with the world. This illustrates a fundamental principle of digital humanities, that technology can amplify human expression. There is another example that comes from archaeology, where ancient civilizations often leave behind fragments, ruins, inscriptions, broken artifacts. Today, digital reconstruction technologies can transform these fragments into immersive experience. Imagine walking virtually through ancient Egypt, seeing hieroglyphs animated, hearing reconstructed sounds, and visualizing historical environments. Digital technologies make the past visible and accessible. You can think of another example, which is a third example is experimental digital literature. Projects such as Between Page and Screen challenge traditional notions of reading. Texts become interactive experience where readers actively participate in meaning making. And this is there is a long concept about it, and I will keep on talking how the reading pattern has changed with the emergence of digital humanities. So I will talk about that in very soon in couple of lectures. So I have given some more marvels of digital humanities, and you can think of everyday life marvels. Marvels of digital humanity in everyday life. So you can think of digital libraries. Many people engage with digital humanities without realizing it. Consider digital libraries. Traditionally, accessing rare manuscripts or historical documents required travel, permission, and physical archives. Today, resources such as Project Gutenberg and Internet Archive have democratized access to knowledge. Wherever you are, you can visit the library through a mouse on a screen. Students in remote locations can read texts that were once available only in elite institutions. This transformation has profound implications. Knowledge is no longer restricted by geography. So digital archives preserve fragile documents while making them available globally. So the Digital History Project on Berkeley's social and political movements demonstrates how archives can be curated into interactive narrative. There can be another example of everyday life, that is language and communication. Language is among humanity's most powerful inventions. Yet linguistic diversity often creates communication barriers. So digital tools have begun to bridge these gaps. So you can think of machine translation systems such as Google Translate. These systems use sophisticated computational techniques to translate across hundreds of languages. Although not perfect, they dramatically expand global communication. Digital humanities also contribute to language preservation. Thousands of languages worldwide face extinction. When a language disappears, unique cultural knowledge disappears with it. So that is why researchers now use digital recording, online archives, AI-assisted documentation, and language databases to preserve endangered languages. So you can ask a couple of questions related to this for your own introspection, for your own understanding. Can a language survive if younger generations stop speaking it? What role can technology play in preserving linguistic heritage? These are some of the important digital humanities concerns. Another example of social media. Many people think social media is primarily about entertainment. However, from digital humanities perspective, social media functions as a massive cultural archive. Such platforms as Instagram or Twitter record opinions, emotions, political reactions, social movements, and cultural trends in real time. Future historians may study social media posts the way historians today study letters and diaries. So, social media documents include elections, protests, public celebration, crisis, everyday life. Imagine historians in the year 2100. What might they learn about our society from today's digital traces? What responsibilities come with creating those traces? We need to understand such questions. We need to refer to such questions. Another is digital mapping. Maps are powerful cultural documents. Historically, maps reflected how societies understood space, territory, and identity. Digital mapping has revolutionized this process. Tools such as Google Maps allow users to navigate the world instantly. But digital humanities goes beyond navigation. Researchers use digital mapping to study migration patterns, historical journey, literary geographies, urban development, cultural landscapes. For example, scholars can map all locations mentioned in a novel and analyze spatial patterns within the narrative. Another is digital governance. That is another aspect of uh, marvels of digital humanities. So digital humanities is not limited to academia only. It influences governance and public life. I have emphasized digital in India. Initiatives associated with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi have emphasized digital transformation. Examples include Digital India, Umang, Diksha, e-hospital, academic bank of credits, and so on and so forth. These initiatives illustrate how technology can improve accessibility, transparency, and citizen engagement. From a DH perspective, governance itself becomes a digitally cultural practice. Some questions emerge. How does technology reshape citizenship? How does digital access affect democracy? You can also think of another question, that what happens when public service becomes digital? And these questions connect technology with society. Not only that, you can also think of world scientists and knowledge sharing. This is another very important aspect related to everyday life. No discussion of digital culture is complete without acknowledging Tim Berners-Lee. His invitation of the World Wide Web transformed human communication. The web fundamentally changed how knowledge is produced and shared. Today, open access repositories allow researchers worldwide to access scholarly works. So you can think of digital tools that assists in text mining, sentiment analysis, topic modeling, and computational linguistics. And we are going to elaborate on all these aspects in the forthcoming lessons. So this is a preparatory lesson for digital humanities. So all the keywords which we are going to discuss in this whole course, they have been introduced in the very first couple of lessons. A researcher can now analyze thousands of texts in minutes. So this does not replace human interpretation. Instead, it expands the scale of inquiry. So digital humanities is not replacing humans. When computers came in 1990s in India, people thought that humans are going to be affected. Their career, their jobs will be affected. But this did not happen. So same thing is there with the introduction of AI. People are, you know, eh, people are, disturbed about their career, their jobs, and it is there are talks about the loss of jobs because of introduction of AI. But I always say that, like computer, AI is also a tool. So this is what I have said in this. This does not replace human interpretation. Instead, it expands the scale of inquiry. And so this will talk of close reading and distant reading at the same time. So the important point here is, the key point here is that digital humanities combines computational power with human critical thinking. So there is a combination of the two, man and machine. They will join together for answering humanities questions. That is the purpose of digital humanities. And the next is very important, and that is very popular among youngsters, that is digital activism. So digital platforms increasingly shape public discourse. Movements today often emerge online before appearing in physical spaces. So anything happens anywhere. It goes like this. Earlier, we used to wait for newspapers, but now no. The news is there on your mobile. So the digital platform increasingly shape public discourse. Movements today often emerge online before appearing in physical space. So digital activism enables awareness campaign, community building, fundraising, political mobilization, and global solidarity. I will give you an example. There was somebody. There is often on your mobile, on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on Instagram, there are posts that such and such person needs blood. So like that, they talk of fundraising also. Somebody is admitted in such and such hospital and it needs 5 lakh rupees. And it is spread, it becomes viral, and people contribute. And this is how fund is raised. So it's instantaneous. Immediately people become active. And that is the meaning of accessibility. It reaches everybody. So social media can amplify voices that might otherwise remain unheard. However, digital activism also raises important questions. Who controls digital platforms? How is information verified? What are the risks of misinformation? And there are also issues. There are hackers. So that is also very important. So digital humanities examines not only opportunities but also ethical challenges of digital culture. You can ask a question that, does technology merely reflect society or does it actively shape society? So reflecting a society or shaping the society, they are two things. So, you can think of this. Actually, in nutshell, you can say that digital humanities, the influence of digital humanities is such that it is shaping the society, not merely reflecting the society. So you try to answer this question, and you can think of technology reflects society. Technology often emerges from existing social needs, values, and problems. Social priorities guide innovations. For example, renewable energy technology reflects concerns about climate change. You can think of cultural norms shape how technologies are designed, like privacy expectations influence app features. Economic systems determine what gets built and scaled. In this sense, technology is a product of society. But what about shaping the society? So that comes over here. Once introduced, technology does not stay neutral. It changes how people live and think. So social media reshapes communication, relationships, and even politics. Smartphones alter attention spans, work habits, and daily routines. Medical technologies extend life expectancy and redefine health norms. So here, technology becomes a force that transforms society. So the key insight is that the relationship is quite dynamic, not one way. Society creates technology, technology changes behavior, behavior reshapes society, and new technologies emerge. So this is the cycle. So for example, the internet was created to share information. It changed commerce, education, and communication. Now society now demands faster, smarter, and more personalized technology. So you can think of a bottom line that technology is neither just a mirror nor just a driver. It is a part of ongoing cycle. So society shapes technology and technology reshapes society in return. So this is a very interesting debate. I hope you like this, uh, to know this. So let us revisit the major ideas from today's lecture. Digital humanities preserve culture, connects communities, expands access to knowledge, enables innovative research, creates new forms of creativity, shapes the future of human understanding, and most importantly, digital humanities reminds us that technology is never merely technical. Every digital tool carries cultural meanings, social implications, and ethical consequences. So throughout this course, we will explore these intersections in greater depth. So you will encounter fascinating examples from literature, history, language studies, archives, media, artificial intelligence, and cultural analytics. So the journey ahead is interdisciplinary, dynamic, and intellectually exciting. So thank you very much for joining this introductory lecture. Meanwhile, I leave you with some tasks you can ask yourself. How does technology shape the way I read, think, and communicate, remember, and create meaning? So this is a massive question because you will see that everything has changed. Everything, reading, thinking, communication, remembering, creating meaning, everything has changed. And it has changed in the last 20 years, at least in India. Thank you very much for this.